Hello, this is King Fantastic again. This is the second part of that Bible studies video that I'm making about this book here. Now, I'm going to go through these chapters briefly as I couldn't do in the other video because I kind of ran out of time. So here we go. Like in the last video, I just briefly explained about what God purposed and how they set the trap where you'll actually then be reading through their verse of the Bible. But what I'm going to do today now is we're going to go through a little bit more of this Bible teacher book and just give you an outline, just show you my point of view, how I see how this is written out, what this tells me about Jehovah's Witnesses and about the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. Let's just point out this very simple and obvious fact. I don't have anything against Jehovah's Witnesses individually and personally. What I do have a problem is the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, this legal corporation that that masquerades itself as a leader of a true religion, when in fact they are just a legal corporation leading a cult, or a cult led by a legal corporation, whichever way you want to put it, it's both the same thing anyway. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through more of this Bible teacher book. And I'm going to start off with this beautiful blue page here. See this? The Bible teaches that God will bring about these changes in the earth and the various prophecies that they are pointed out through personal relations. See this? Yeah? Now what these are is their subliminal images as well. As you see a guy in a wheelchair and he's got up and he's not walking. A girl who's in a wheelchair which is now running round. Guy was blind and he can now see his glasses off and he's smiling like, hello. All the royalties will come out, so all the dead will be reunited with their loved ones. So hence you got a woman going, hello darling. Subliminal. Then you got no resident saying I'm sick. The guy laying in his deathbed, the son laying in his deathbed, parents are grieving about right. You see the colourful picture. They're reunited with him. Oh, he families. One thing, don't get it twisted from these subliminal images, especially the family deathbed one. Jehovah's Witnesses, the majority of them, do not have happy families. The brief sort of reason for this is because they're caught in two different worlds. Most people in the cult, because their mindset, they're caught in two different worlds. The world that these lot are particularly caught up in is two different worlds. And the world that they're caught up in is the apocalyptic world, which the Watchtower teaches. Then the real world that's actually around them, that they live in every day. They get caught up in these two worlds and often put so much pressures on families. And families break up simply because you may have a son. If you say you're in this Jehovah's Witness organisation and you're in this religion and you raise your kids, and then your kid said, no, I don't agree with this is not for me, I'm off. You have to say to your son or daughter that I can't speak to you anymore. You couldn't do that, could you? No. Yeah. Going from that page, we're going to this next page which says benefit from what the Bible teaches. And it's showing you how the Bible can help you to cope with life's problems, which, yes, it can. But like I described in the last video, it all depends on what Bible you're reading from. If you're reading from the New World Translation, you're going to be moulded into a Jehovah's Witnesses way of thinking, a typical Jehovah's Witness way of thinking. This is just as straightforward as it goes, really. Yeah. And then you'll go to reading this book will shows that if you would like to find out what the Bible teaches. Anyway, sound like I said, if you're reading this book, you want to find out what the Bible really teaches. That's quality. Just read the sentence at the top here. Read it. Get into focus of the camera. So you read that. Can you read that properly? It says the fact that you are reading this book shows that you would like to find out what the Bible teaches. That is quality. That is quality. Because that just makes you feel like this is the right book to read to find out what the Bible teaches. For me, knowing too much experience, any book that comes from the Watchtower is not going to tell me what the Bible teaches. It took me years to find this out. Serious. So many videos on YouTube here that tell you this. It's not just about the YouTube videos. It's about just what you can see with your own eyes. You can't be blinded by these people. And for Jehovah's Witnesses that are in this, you can't see this. Because most of them nowadays are third or fourth generation witnesses. So they've all been born into it. So they know no better. They know no different. Because as a famous saying goes that a wise man once told me, we believe in the reality in which we're presented with. You see? So, and if you're born and raised in this, you're going to believe what's around you because it's the reality that you've been set before you. You know? No. See, I was too born in this religion, you see. I'm not really third, fourth generation witnesses, but no, I'm not a witness anymore. I left that. When I realised what it was for what it was, put two twos together and such, I felt like a hypocrite just turning up to meetings, but actually felt wrong being there. When I started finding certain things out, I started feeling wrong to actually just even associate with Jehovah's Witnesses. I felt wrong because I felt like it's my duty to tell them the real truth, what's really going on. Every time I even tried to say anything, she wouldn't believe me anyway. Now I'm rambling on now, aren't I? Back to this Bible teaching. Right? Chapter 1, brief outline, is what the truth is about God. And this is brilliant. God does really care about you. Right? But the best bit I'm trying to look for is under this bit. This is where it now starts to change already. See, basically you start off from chapter 1 that says the truth about God. What does God really care about you? Of course he does. But what is God like? Well, Bible, I know from the Bible the fact that God is caring God. But where it says, does he have a name? There's a switch. This bait and switch right there. That's where the switch comes in because, like I say in past videos, no other Christian religion uses the name Jehovah. If they do, tell me. I want to hear it. Because I know that there is not. But if there is, I want to hear it. I want you to tell me in comments if there is another religion besides Jehovah's Witnesses who use the name Jehovah, I want to hear it. I think this is why the Watchtower chose the name. Because it blinds the members. Because one thing I used to be told as Jehovah's Witnesses, we're the only ones that use the name Jehovah. We're the only ones that use God's true name. But as I grew up, I actually started to realise that, well, Jehovah's Witnesses only use the name Jehovah because they are blinded. Because they are different to everyone else. Because they are in the cult. Because as I started to grow up, I started to realise the reason why no one else uses the name Jehovah is because Jehovah is not God's name. Some reference that was made, which means God in ancient Hebrew, which is Yahweh. YMHA, whatever they call it. Can't remember. Just yeah. But if I wanted to, I could just go to the appendix of this book, and it could pretty much explain. It pretty much just goes on about it. Yeah, YHWH it is the word I'm looking for. Yeah, that's a good reference. That simply says Lord or God. You see, from research, I've actually realised that they even said that Jehovah actually means Jah ruins or Jah's evil, which pretty much sounds right when you research further and realise that this is an Illuminati cult. When you start to know, if you know a little bit about the Illuminati or whatever they call themselves, for the Freemasons, whatever, that they are Satanists and they worship the devil. They are evil. So to say Jah ruins or Jah's evil actually does sum up their Illuminati roots. Because as in everything in this society, there are a lot of things around you that have Illuminati references. For instance, if say you're in England and you went to the city of Manchester and you go to the Manchester University, yeah, you'll see Lucifer, a statue, like a gargoyle statue, but it's Lucifer. Then you'll have top it'd be a globe with beads. Bees was another symbol of masonry. And then the famous one, which appears mostly everywhere, a hatchet within binded sticks. That is a Freemason sign or Illuminati favourite. That and the pyramid. Charles Davis Russell was buried under a pyramid. But yeah, God does not have a name. Well, he does, but my name for him is Lord. And if we really want to go far as who the Lord is, Lord Jesus Christ. But I'm not making these videos to represent any religious beliefs. I'm just exposing Jehovah's Witnesses. Then we go to the next book, the Bible, a book from God. Yeah, it is. But here's where the subliminal images back up exactly their doctrines. And here it is. As you got the base here, the Bible, a book from God. So I got the camera a bit very. And then look at the subliminal image. What is it? The subliminal image is their version in the Bible in how many different languages. That's the subliminal images that will then put into your head, because you're paying into attention. You're putting into your head that the New Translation is the Bible. Felt one of the oldest mind-eye tricks in the book. No. Then we can go on to about the random sacrifice in this book. There's another chapter. I won't go for that one. Then it gets to the middle, says, "Oh, we're in the last days." But then after we've gone through all these things about Jesus being God, the Son of God, and he's in the light, then we then come to the nitty gritty of Jehovah's Witnesses' beliefs. They start to then bring in their 144,000 teaching that only 144,000 people go to heaven, and 1914 was when Jesus came back invisibly. I noticed from when I was going through this book myself that it doesn't go through, it doesn't get to this until real near the end of this book. It goes quite far in before it even starts to bring that up. I'm trying to find it, really. But no, it is quite far in the book. It's not like halfway through the book or something like that. It is. Yeah. Halfway through the book, they bring in the 1914 144,000 teaching. This is a doctrine that is not in the Bible. One of the many. But you see, on page under the chapter, what is God's kingdom, in chapter 8, is when they start bringing in this radical doctrine. Like there are videos out there that explain, and I will make one myself that explains this 144,000 teaching and exposes that this is not in the Bible. So the way this is all written, then it gets to the best part. Baptism and your relationship with God. So after they've given you all this stuff, like I told you in the beginning and in other videos, this is an indoctrination book. So it's ended with baptism, baptizing in their faith. But here's where we stop. Because baptism, when you get baptized in their faith, in Jehovah's Witness, you will be baptized under the faithful and discreet slave organization to work with God's organization, not with the Holy Spirit. In your baptism, they don't believe that you're born again. So it's not actually a baptism. You're actually just signifying to everyone else that you're now one of them. So, again, so this video is about to go out. So, if you're studying Bible Jehovah's Witnesses, don't. Bad idea.